All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, go ahead and sit down. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP that you're about to go study out in the field, so pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-4083, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. All buildings containing known instances of SCP-4083 have been purchased by Foundation front companies. No instance of SCP-4083 nor any adjacent apartment is to be rented out. The entrance to each SCP-4083 is to be secured with a triple deadbolt lock with keys available only to personnel level 2 and above. On December 14th through 21st, every 3 years, buildings containing SCP-4083 instances are to be evacuated under the guise of emergency fumigation. Every 7 iterations of a 4083 Theta R event, the entire complex is to be evacuated under the cover story of a complex-wide black mold infestation. Foundation web crawlers are to search for any mention of non-contained instances of apartments under the name Lakeside View Apartments or Richard Mountry. Any apartment complex so named is to be observed for the duration of the 4083 Theta R event. Description. SCP-4083 is the collective designation for a series of 6 identical 94-meter squared apartments found in the continental United States. Each instance of SCP-4083 is located within an apartment complex called Lakeside View Apartments. Outside of 4083 Theta R events, SCP-4083 instances are effectively non-anomalous and indistinguishable from other apartments. The exception to this nature is the ability of the easternmost wall in each instance to spontaneously repair any structure damage that is inflicted upon it. Every 3 years, beginning on December 14th and ending on December 21st, each SCP-4083 instance will undergo successive 4083 Theta R events from 2100 to 2359 GMT. As yet, no 4083 Theta R events have been detected on December 19, although it is speculated that this gap is because of activity in a yet undiscovered SCP-4083 instance. Prior to a 4083 Theta R event, all individuals within an affected SCP-4083 instance will feel a strong urge to leave. The expulsion begins with a feeling of mental and physical discomfort in affected individuals before escalating to sensations of dread and severe physical pain. Affected individuals will attempt to escape affected SCP-4083 instances by any means possible, up to and including physical violence against any perceived captors. All attempts to physically detain affected individuals within SCP-4083 have been unsuccessful, with restraints and barriers undergoing spontaneous structural failure. Following the expulsion of all individuals from SCP-4083, affected instances undergo a 4083 Theta R event. During a 4083 Theta R event, doors leading into affected instances of SCP-4083 become inoperable, and windows will become fully opaque. Alternate attempts at physical entry, whether through walls, doors, or ceilings, have met with failure. Surveillance equipment placed in affected instances will record only static for the duration of the 4083 Theta R event. Now, during a 4083 Theta R event, sounds emanate from affected instances of SCP-4083. These sounds include, but are not limited to, screaming, rumbling, sounds of struggle, redacted. A pale violet light can be seen emanating from beneath the door of affected SCP-4083 instances. On rotating 7 event cycles, sounds also include data expunged. These events register between 1.0 and 3.7 on the Richter scale. After the conclusion of a 4083 Theta R event in an affected instance, the instance will become accessible to outside individuals and effectively indistinguishable from other apartments. Affected instances show signs of extensive scorching across the ceiling around the living room area, although marks typically fade within 2 days. Each SCP-4083 instance prior to containment has been listed as having been rented out to one Richard Mountry for a period of 7 months, with the lease terminating early for unspecified damages. No person by the name of Richard Mountry has been found in public records, and civilians living in adjacent units or employed at the complex housing the SCP-4083 instance recall no such individual. Since 1973, upon the completion of a 4083 Theta R event, a single tooth will manifest on the floor within the formerly affected SCP-4083 instance. In each case, a different tooth is manifested. Dental records match with Gail Moultrie of Pawsonby, Alaska, born 1986. The significance of this relationship is unknown, as is Miss Moultrie's connection, if any, with Richard Moultrie. Miss Moultrie displays no awareness of or inclination toward SCP-4083 instances. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-4083. You're dismissed.